What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, it seems that Digital Foundry got a hold of the Uncharted Collection, I guess, for PC. And they did their Digital Foundry due diligence thing. You know what they do. And it seems that the port kind of sucks. Why, you ask me? Because Sony did it. No, I'm just kidding. Because it seems that there's some errors. Broken motion blur. I mean, just like kind of things like, wait, what? Broken? How do you have broken motion blur? How does that work? You know? And other things. And they basically, Alex Battaglia, he's the one who kind of went through it. He's the super technical dude. And he goes, what he found was that the reason why these things were happening is due to the resolution. And on PC, as we know, you can get a 4090 and you can just boost it all the way up to the sky. It doesn't matter. You're not resolution bound. On consoles, you are. So what he said, paraphrasing, is that it was a really not so great PlayStation 5 port because they're hamstrung by resolution, unlike the PC. And so the problems, what he figures, is that the problems with the motion blur and all the other things, there was a LOD problem too. Like PC had lower LOD than the PS5. Like, how's that happen? And it's like, well, because the motion blur is stuck the resolution is stuck at whatever resolution on the PlayStation 5, and whoever ported it, I guess it's Nixie's, or I don't know who ported it, whoever the port company that they bought who screwed it up, are hamstringing. Okay, here's my question, which was that what I was about to say. Is Sony literally hamstringing the PC version of these games in order to make the PlayStation 5 look better? Is that what's happening? Because that's not good. That's not good at all. So it's like, why would they do that? Why would Sony do that? Huh. And another thing is, he was so confused at what was happening in the game that Rich, his boss, Rich Super Letter, was like, he told him to change his drivers on it because he was using a 4090 and you still get these problems, right? And also, he told him to go back to a lower graphics card because maybe there was something wrong with the graphics card. Then there were other outlets, other journalists, I guess, who got early access to the code. They called Digital Foundry and said, "Yo, is there something wrong with my settings or my PC or something? Because this game isn't kind of broke. There's some broken stuff on this that this can't be mine, right? This can't be broken like this." It's like, no, it's exactly broken just like that for me too. So yeah, don't worry about it, guy. And so I'm like, how does Sony get away with this? How do they put out a hot trash, worse than PS5 version of these games on PC, right? And expect people to take them seriously with their PC movement. Now, are PC players going to be like diving and jumping and trying to get these games now that they know that their version is hamstrung and worse than the PlayStation 5 version? Some of them won't. Some of them be like, well, why would I buy a hot trash version? I have a freaking 4090. I got a 13th generation, Intel, 9, what I'm saying? I got all this. I got 128 gigs of RAM. Why would I buy a version that is less than a hot garbage trash console, peasant console? Why? And some people, some PCMRs will do that. They be like, nah, son, I can't boost it to 300 frames a second, and there's crazy problems. There should be no problems with my PC game that I ain't playing. It should be flawless. It should be the best version of the game, and if it's not, Sony got a problem. And so their whole plan to put their games on PC, that's not it. If you put a subpar version of your game on PC people ain't gonna have that. They're gonna be like, this is trash. Why? Nope. Let's trying to pirate. Sony's so scared. They were so scared of pirates for years that they always had bespoke hardware ever since the beginning up until the PlayStation 4 is when they changed. And now they're going to PC where pirates live. That's the pirates' den. So it's like, okay, you were afraid of pirates on console. Prepare yourself. Because if you don't come correct with your ports for PC players from console, then guess what's gonna happen? You gonna get got. They're gonna be like, yeah, whatever. You know, I ain't paying for this trash. Let me go in the dark web and tick. And they're just gonna grab it. That's what's gonna happen. You know, so I mean, I don't know. Man, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm not gonna give Sony the benefit of the doubt because they're trash humans. But I will say that the company that ported it did a piss poor job. I'ma say that. And I'm gonna say that only because it's worse than the PlayStation 5 version. All they had to do was make it how you supposed to make it. All you had to do was like, oh, we got a PC, here's the high spec, here's the low spec. They didn't do that. They said, here's the low spec. And that's all they did. And it's still broken. And I'm like, really? How much did you pay for that company again, Sony? How much did you pay for Nix's or whoever did the port? Because, man, you should get a refund or something, partial refund or something. Oh, yeah, that's right. Y'all don't do refunds. So you're not getting your money back. Sorry. You got to deal with it. I guess you got to spend more money on fixing it. Thank you, Digital Foundry, by the way. I got to say shout out to them, Rich and Alex and the other dude. Why did I just forget his name? It doesn't matter. Shout out for them for pointing this stuff out, because not too many outlets are actually doing the due diligence and getting in there and having an independent voice, because they have they're big enough that they can speak honestly about whatever they look into and don't have to worry about repercussions from Sony, because Sony knows that they are the authority in making, talking about the graphics and all that stuff, talking about the resolution, talking about the performance. They are the authority, so they can't blacklist them. Now, if Sony does blacklist them, then then Sony's done. Then unless they create their own digital foundry, digital effery, maybe they'll call it that or something. Try to like, this is the new digital foundry. It's like owned by Sony by secret, like shell company. Oh yeah, Sony owns that. Oh, okay. I think that's the only way Sony's gonna get from under the digital foundry power. You can't, when you got a third party that's that strong in the industry, that is gonna shadow any and everybody for their effery, and they can't hide from that. So it's almost like Sony like saying, forget Metacritic, they suck. It's like, no, y'all, that's what y'all do. Unless y'all buy Metacritic, then what? Then you could just be like, this is what the score is going to be. Like, wait, well, that's not how that works. But they don't need to do that because they already blacklist people anyway. So if you get a bad score, you're going to get blacklist, so they give you a good score so that it can get a good Metacritic. You see how that works? It's so stupid. It's part of the politics of video games. But luckily, there are smarter people out there who will look past those kind of, I don't know if you want to even call it superficiality. It's just kind of nonsense, right? I guess it does have to do with pomposity. I don't even know if that's the correct terminology using that, but it's ego. Is it ego? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, and if Sony were a person, I would not like to be a friend or know that person. I wouldn't even want to talk to that person. I mean, maybe for morbid curiosity, be like, let me talk to this fool and just see how they really are. Because I've seen movies where people are like that, but people can't really be like that. There are people like that. Sony is one of those people, if they were a person. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. Hit me up in the comments. Is Digital Foundry, are they credible? I think they are. But are they credible enough to be like, yo, I can't believe this? Are you going to take their side, or are you going to take Sony's side? Is Sony tripping? Did Sony screw up? this port, or are they kind of screwing with us as far as giving the PC gamers inadequate ports? I'm gonna start using that word inadequate. That's a Jim Ryanism, so I'm gonna start using that. The inadequate ports to the PC, are they doing that? Is that something that you think will happen even more because it's cheaper and they don't want to look bad versus PC? They want the PS5 to be the best version. We want the PS5 to have the best place to play all the games. That's paraphrasing, we say Call of Duty. But whatever, let me know in the comments. Hit me up. Remember, I read them all. Even if I don't comment back, you'll get a check. You'll get a like from me. That one like, that's from me. Because I will always like that. Even if the comment is like, you're a doodle face, your hair is crazy, and I don't like you. Get off, you too old. I've heard that a couple of times. That's pretty. What? I heard that I heard it so many times that my jammy said, nah, son, stop it. And my phone faded. You saw that? You saw my phone faded? Anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And I'll see you on the next one. Tilt away.